So let's talk about the goddess of the Bible that was omitted out of the Bible. Also known as the Shekinah, the Sophia, the Asherah, the mother of all living things. This comment says Shekinah is not found in the Bible, it is extra-biblical. As to the personification of wisdom, I think you stretches too far, Gnostic. Well, it's definitely not a stretch at all, as Jesus himself literally declared wisdom as a her, being Luke 7:35. Therefore, Jesus himself declares wisdom personified as a feminine archetype. The Shekinah is quite literally the spirit that dwells within us. And to deny the Holy Spirit is to blaspheme the Holy Spirit, which is the only unforgivable sin, as the Holy Spirit is the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the divine feminine or the Shekinah. And the word Shekinah or Shekinah may not be mentioned inside of the Bible, however, the root for the word Shekinah is SKN, which is Shekin, which means to settle, inhabit, or dwell. This can also be pronounced as skin, as the living version of yourself exists within the skin, where the kingdom of heaven is within you, where your body is the temple or the tabernacle. Not only is the Shekinah also venerated in early Christianity as well as Gnosticism, it's also venerated inside of Orthodox Judaism and the Kabbalah. As we see here, 3 preceding days to the right, 3 succeeding days to the left, alluding to the left and right pillars of the tree of life. And amid them the Sabbath bride with adornment she goes, vessels and robes, alluding to the bride and bridegroom of the book of Revelation. Vessels and robes being the body and the skin. Her also being the mother of all living is why it's called the Shekin, which is basically kin, meaning we are all children of the mother. And in Kabbalah this is referred to as Mother's Torah. May the Shekinah become a crown or kether through the 6 loaves on each side through the double 6. May our table be bound with the profound temple services. 6 and 6 making 12, which is the 12 signs of the zodiac or the Mazarot, as all of this is gone over in the Zohar. Now the word Shekinah might not be found inside of the Hebrew Bible because it was more than likely omitted out. However, the root word for Shekinah, which is the Shekin, is mentioned inside of the Hebrew Bible 128 times. But not only does it mean to dwell or a dwelling place, it also quite literally means neighbor. And just as Jesus declared himself in Matthew 22:39, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, which we know that Jesus spoke Hebrew or Aramaic, so therefore whenever he said this verse, he said Shekin. Thus you shall love your Shekinah as yourself. You must honor your father and your mother. And just like it declares inside of the book of Genesis, we are also to drink of the tree of life, which Eve's name is Chava, which means life, which all of this alludes to equilibrium of the mind. As right before this verse, Matthew 22:39, Jesus declared, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. God is perfect and complete and oneness. You cannot worship God unless you worship both the masculine and the feminine, because the mind of God is perfected equilibrium, being both masculine and feminine. So mote it be.